All right, so the whole goal was to plan to shoot everything in one day, but that didn't happen. So here we are. Get ready to see a little bit of relaxation and some things I learned. So some of you are probably wondering, what in the world is that white bottle that you had? Why would you use that with an oil change? It's called Seafoam. It is a very good product. And yeah, a little tip my dad taught me, and it really helps with just keeping your engine clean, keeping it running efficiently. I put it in after every oil change. I also try to do my oil change before I fuel up, that way I can add this before I fuel up. It just runs through everything in the engine, keeps it lubed up at a higher level. I don't know, the last two cars that my parents have had have ran well over 200,000 miles. So I trust it, and that's what I go with. All right, oil change done. Now to go get a nice little car wash for it, and yeah, get it all cleaned up. Might even do the interior today, don't know. Got to a concert later, so that could throw things off a little bit. But all right, so as you can see, car wash is pretty awesome. All the bright colors, just like you should be. And you can't see me at all. Wow. Try this, maybe. Nope, okay. Well, good news is car's now clean. And, yeah, I got some stuff to talk to you guys about here in a little bit. So, stay tuned. Alright, let's try this. Woo, that was smooth. Last time I almost fell. Not shocking, right? So, the reason why I'm here today is to let you know the 3 things I learned from shooting my first wedding. First off, it was an amazing experience. Thank you, Tyler and Robin, for just giving me the opportunity. Being a fresh photographer, not knowing a whole lot, shooting a wedding is a big deal because it kind of covers all of the basis of all photography, going from obviously the wedding, product photography, portraits, landscape, architecture. It breaks everything down all into one day, one event. So 2 sides of the coin. Absolutely phenomenal to have the opportunity, but also scary as hell. Just knowing that there's a lot riding on it. Being able to only get one crack at that perfect shot really puts a lot of anxiety on your body. But let's roll into the 3 things I learned. Number 1, planning for the day. Just into the months leading up to the actual wedding itself, I watched a ton of YouTube videos, a lot from Taylor Jackson. Go look him up. He is a fantastic photographer for wedding days, and he does a bunch of travel photography as well. But he's a great teacher, and that's where I learned a lot of my stuff, as well as a bunch of different blogs and online posts, just to kind of gather as much information as I could to make sure that I could be comfortable enough to go into the day knowing that I would get the shots. The other half of that is actually talking back and forth with the client and providing them with a complete shot list of everything that I had in mind, from what they were conveying to me on what they wanted to do. So putting that together, letting them see it, having them kind of pull out some of the stuff that they definitely wanted, some of the stuff that, it's okay, we're not going to go ahead and do that during the day. Knowing those little ins and outs definitely let me relax a little bit once we actually got to the event and got rolling. Topic number 2. Just something that was brought to my attention from the client, which also I kind of was self-reflecting on as well, was taking more time in controlling certain portraits. What I mean by that is going ahead and actually posing people and taking the initiative and just being not forceful but more direct in how I wanted the people in the picture to look. That's something that I really haven't been comfortable with, but now looking back, certain photos could have been staggered a little bit better if I had someone just place their hand on their knee, or if their head was turned just slightly more, just from what they were doing already. I took more candid photos throughout the day than actually organizing the shots. I want to get more comfortable into that, just obviously because the quality of photos are going to skyrocket once you have that complete picture put together and organized the way that you want it to look. And that was something also that Tyler and Robin had mentioned to me, was, hey, that's something you should do better. So I'm glad they gave me that feedback, because it was also something that I was looking at. Take number 3, and that is not relying on in camera to kind of situate how the photos are looking. Look phenomenal on the camera, but then once I started digging in a little bit deeper on the laptop and the PC, just certain elements did not transfer over well, such as the ISO. I know for a fact that I had that up way too high now, going through all my edits. That's something that I could have raised in post and eliminated the friction in the photos there. The other main thing was that a lot of my shots were out of focus, and that was all on me. Just in the fact that I had the aperture down too low. I want to say I was shooting at 2.8 on both lenses that I was using, and unfortunately that was a little bit too tight and was catching the autofocus where it needed to be, but it was just too zoomed in on that subject. So that's definitely something that I'm going to kind of work on moving forward. And it's a simple adjustment. It was just something that I didn't catch while I was there. So not everything was ruined. Could there have been more photos available if I had noticed some of this stuff? Yeah. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that there's always room to learn, there's always room to improve, and obviously being new to this, these are some errors that can be adjusted and learned from and made better. I just want to close out by saying again, probably for the millionth time, thank you, Tyler and Robin, for letting me go ahead and be a part of your day and trust me enough to go ahead and get those photos put together for you. I know you've said that you loved them, but I truly do hope that you love them, and really appreciative for giving me the start, because I've got another wedding on the way. I have a maternity shoot, newborn shoot, possibly a first birthday. I'm just blessed to be able to be in a position to do these things. So it's a good feeling to kind of get the ball rolling on just different things in photography. Enough of my rambling. One more try at some B-roll, and yeah, I'm gonna throw some pictures from the wedding in there. Hope you like them. Alright, last thing I swear. Can I just tell you how great it is to own a hammock? It's so fun. So relaxing. Just had to say that. See ya.